Hey everybody, welcome to the review from Is This Mag Escape on YouTube. It is 10:52 p.m. I just finished watching the 2022 horror film Barbarian. Before I get into the details of this review, I want everyone to understand that this is most likely going to be a very short one, as it's pertaining to and respectfully and intentionally vague, as I want everyone to understand exactly what I am conveying when it comes to the overall story arc, the characters, and the quality of this film. Having said that, let's go ahead and get into the details of this review. When I first saw the trailer for Barbarian, I was very mystified at exactly what I was watching because, number one, usually a lot of horror films in general don't necessarily reveal much as far as the trailers are concerned, but this trailer did something completely different and unique with its approach. It revealed next to nothing. You knew absolutely nothing about the film. All you knew was it has Georgina Campbell, Bill Skarsgård, and Justin Long, and you see a few glimpses of creepy imagery, and that was it. I mean, you had no idea what was going on. You really didn't see hardly any advertisement for it. So it was just vaguely, it was very vague in the sense that it was captivating to you in the sense that you needed to watch it for yourself in order to really get a grasp of what the story is about. And I'm not going to go into any details because, again, anything that I say is going to be very spoilers. Is going to be very spoilerish. So I want to maintain a true sense of anonymity and, of course, just keeping it vague as possible. You have this film, the character Georgina Campbell, the actress Georgina Campbell plays Tessa, who happens upon this house that she's supposed to be renting, and she runs into Bill Skarsgård's character Keith, who is also renting the house, and all of a sudden there's all this creepy shenanigans that's going on in the household, and you simply are just wondering exactly what is going to happen next. And it does it so brilliantly as well that the director of this film, I had never heard of him, never watched any films that he has directed prior, or even just anything remotely considering when I think about his work. I had knew next to nothing about him. Uh, how he was able to craft this story, and what makes it even more interesting is the fact that it's such an original concept and an original intellectual property that you simply find it to be a breath of fresh air when it comes to this overall approach into really horrifying the audience. And I have to say, this film, the first act, has some of the greatest, most intense moments of horror where it builds up. It's not so much relying on the jump scares or even attempted to showcase a lot of blood and gore. It's simply building up the atmosphere, and it is intense. And there's a lot of disturbing and creepy imagery that really had me kind of caught off guard because I've always been more interested in the atmosphere and how the imagination runs wild when you're watching a horror film. And usually, what you don't see is far more horrifying and terrifying than what you do see. And sometimes what you hear is far more scary than what you don't hear. And even when you don't hear something, that at times tends to put you at edge on edge as well. So how he was able to really utilize the camera movements in terms of creating that atmosphere and that intense, using various different sound effects to build up that intensity and still catch you off guard and have you wondering and guessing. And whenever you guess something, you're still completely wrong. You don't really have a pinpoint accuracy when it comes to guessing exactly what's going to happen. And that's another beautiful concept about this film. It's able to transition in such a manner that you don't that it manages to balance the incorporation of how, okay, you have a lot of horror here and then subtle humor, cathartic humor, and intense humor, but it does it so brilliantly that it doesn't feel jarring at all. And the cast does a wonderful job as well. They have great chemistry with one another. Bill Skarsgård, I mean, he's always amazing. Georgina Campbell and the character that she plays in her interaction with Keith, and Bill Skarsgård's character Keith, is just mind-blowingly authentic and true to how you believe individuals would react when it comes to facing unknown circumstances of this magnitude. Justin Long was a true highlight, and a lot of the humor comes from him. He plays the ultimate arrogant douchebag, and he Justin Long is a marvelous actor regardless, but he is simply just he knocks it out the park with his performance. I mean, he is literally the ultimate just I don't, and again, I don't want to use any profanity because obviously there might be some kids who are watching, and I'm doing my very best to maintain a true sense of increasing my vocabulary and not relying on any profanity or lewd language in order to articulate my point. He just, the best way that I know how to describe it is that he literally is the perfect douchebag in this film. And that's all I'll say about that. Uh, Other than that, I cannot stress enough how much I really enjoyed this film. And horror has definitely found a way to reinvent itself and be innovating and pioneering it in such a fashion that it's not relying on the same old when it comes to storylines and characters. It is simply all about, let's go ahead and see, let's provide the true authentic entertainment, and it's also create something that is going to really creep creep the audience out and really just make you feel that much more on edge and in suspense. And this film does it so brilliantly. I can't stress enough how much I enjoyed Barbarians, and I do recommend it. It is not for children, so please, of course, use your own discretion, but do not take your children. There's a lot of disturbing and violent imagery in this film, and as long as a lot of profanity as well, so please do not bring your children. Other than that, I have to give Barbarians a 2 thumbs up, a 10 out of 10. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Probably, in my opinion, right up there with Black Phone, probably one of the greatest horror films in 2022, and that's depending on what Halloween Ends is going to bring. That is my review of Barbarians. I hope you all get a chance to watch it. Let me know what you thought about it in the comment section if you have watched it. And when you do get a chance, please let me know in the comment section what you thought. Let me know on my Facebook. And if you're interested, my Discord link is at the bottom of the YouTube channel. And you'll be hearing from me again, my friends. Take care and peace out.